Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Respected brothers and sisters, welcome to our weekly class on the explanation of Al-Muqaddimah Al-Ajurrimiyyah. And the explanation that we are currently going through is the explanation by Sheikh Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid rahimahullah, titled Al-Tuhfah Al-Sanniyyah. And we are inshallah today going to start a new chapter which is about al-jazm. Naam. Alamat al-jazm. So we did alamat al-raf, we did alamat al-nasb, we did alamat al-khaf, we did alamat asliya, alamat far'iyya, and we looked at many things in great detail. So now the last part connected to this is alamat al-jazm. So that's the last thing which is connected to this. And it's quite straightforward, very easy, very simple. So let me share the screen with you. So here it is. Hope you can see the screen. No. Now, so here we are. Alamata al-jazmi. Alamata al-jazmi. Meaning that jazm has two alamas only. One is asliyah and the other one is far'iyah. So, قال, the author rahimahullah, he says, وَلِلْجَزْمِ عَلَامَتَانِ السُّكُونُ وَالْحَذْفُ. First alama for al-jazm is as-sukun, and the other alama for al-jazm is al-hadf. Aqulu, the Sharih, Shaykh Muhammad Muhyiddin, he says, rahimahullah, يمكنك أن تحكم على الكلمة بأنها مجزومة إذا وجدت فيها واحدا من أمرين. Yani it is possible for you to judge that a word is majzoom if you find in it one of these two matters. Al-awwalu as-sukunu. The first of these two matters is as-sukun. وَهُوَ الْعَلَامَةُ الْأَصْلِيَّةُ لِلْجَزْمِ. And that is the alama al-asliya for al-jazm. وَالثَّانِي al-hadfu. The second is al-hadf. وَهُوَ الْعَلَامَةُ الْفَرْعِيَّةُ. That is a subsidiary alama for al-jazm. وَلِكُلِّ وَاحِدَةٍ مِنْ هَاتَيْنِ الْعَلَامَتَيْنِ مَوَاضِعُ سنذكرها. And for each of these two alamas, there are mawadi, there are situations or places, سنذكرها, which we shall mention بإذن الله تعالى. Now, so straightforward. So the first one is موضع السكون. قال, the author rahimahullah says, فأما السكون فيكون علامة الجزم في الفعل المضارع الصحيح الآخر. As for sukun, it's going to be alama for jazm in al-fi'l al-mudari'. In al-fi'l al-mudari'. Any fi'l al-mudari'? No. Al-fi'l al-mudari' as-sahih al-akhir. Whose akhir, whose ending is sahih, intact. What does that mean? We're going to come to the explanation and you will learn what that means. وأقول, the Sharih rahimahullah, he says, للسكون موضع واحد يكون فيه علامة على أن الكلمة مجزومة. For sukun, there is one place in which it is an alama that the word is majzoom. What is this place? وهذا الموضع, this state is what? Or this place is what? هو الفعل المضارع الصحيح الآخر. And it's the fi'l al-mudari' whose akhir ending is as-sahih. ومعنى كونه صحيح الآخر. What's the meaning that it is صحيح الآخر? أن آخره ليس حرفا من حروف العلة الثلاثة التي هي الألف والواو والياء. So, fi'l mudari sahih al-akhir means what? It means that its ending is not a letter from the three letters which are known as huruf al-illah, which are what? Which are al-alif wal-waw wal-ya. So, if we have a fi'l mudari which does not end in one of the three huruf al-illah, which is al-alif wal-waw wal-ya, then this fi'l mudari will be majzoom with sukoon. Now he's just going to mention some examples, easy peasy. ومثال الفعل المضارع ومثال الفعل المضارع الصحيح الآخر. So now to give an example of fi'l mudari which is sahih al-akhir, يلعب وينجح ويسافر ويعد ويسأل. Now, فإذا قلت, if you were to say, excuse me, فإذا قلت, so if you were to say, لم يلعب علي ولم, that's obviously a mistake, should be a sukun. ولم ينجح بليد ولم يسافر أخوك ولم يعد إبراهيم خالدا بشيء. يعني Ibrahim did not promise Khalid anything. ولم يسأل بكر الأستاذ. فكل من هذه الأفعال مجزوم. Each one of these أفعال is مجزوم. Why? Which ones? Here. يلعب, ينجح, يسافر, يعد, يسأل. All of them are مجزوم. Why? لسبق حرف الجزم الذي هو لم عليه. Because they are preceded by حرف الجزم which is لم. وعلامة جزمه السكون. And in each case the علامة جزمه السكون. وكل واحد من هذه الأفعال, and each one of these أفعال is what? فعل مضارع صحيح الآخر. Each one of them is a فعل مضارع which is صحيح الآخر, meaning the last letter in these fi'l mudari's and all these af'al mudari'ah, af'al mudari' is not what? is not حرف من حروف الإلا, which is ألف والواو والياء. Now, so that is sukoon out of the way. As you can see, it's quite straightforward. Now, okay. What about hadf? This is also very, very easy. This is also straightforward, very easy. مواد الحذف. قال the author رحمه الله, he says, ابن آجرهم, وأما الحذف فيكون علامة للجزم في الفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر وفي الأفعال الخمسة التي رفعها بثبات النون. So as for حذف, then it's an علامة of jazm in two scenarios. في الفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر, in the فعل المضارع which is معتل الآخر, whose آخر is معتل. The آخر is not صحيح, the آخر is معتل, meaning the آخر of this فعل المضارع is one of the حروف إلا الثلاثة, الألف والواو والياء. The second scenario, وفي الأفعال الخمسة, that الحذف is علامة الجزم in the أفعال الخمسة التي رفع بثبات النون, whose raf, as we know, that al-af'al al-khamsa is marfu with what? With thubut al-nun. We've done this before. Now, yani the af'al al-khamsa, they are marfu with what? With thubut al-nun. Now, and they are mansoob with what? Hadf al-nun. We've done that. Alamat al-nasb. And they are majzoom with hadf al-nun also. Now, okay, so now let's listen to the sharih. وأقول للحذف موضعان يكون في كل واحد منهما دليلا وعلامة على جزم الكلمة. For حذف, there are two situations, and in each one of these two situations it will be a dalil, an evidence, an alama, sign that the kalima is majzoom. What are these two situations? الموضوع الأول, the first situation, الفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر, the فعل المضارع whose آخر is معتل. ومعنى كونه معتل الآخر. Here there's a mistake. It should not be a dhamma there, that's a fatha. Because معتل here is ism, no, it's خبر كون. No, كون. كان يكون كون. كان, you know, اسم كان and خبر كان. Yeah, اسم كان is مرفوع, خبر كان is mansoob. So here, this ha here, it is ismu kana, ismu kawn, and the khabar is mu'tal, so it cannot have dhamma there. That's a mistake. I'm not sure if in the print you have is also a mistake, but this is just maybe just a, obviously it's just a printing mistake. ومعنى كونه معتل الآخر أن آخره حرف من حروف العلة الثلاثة التي هي الألف والواو والياء. Again, there's a mistake here. والياء, no, والياء. So, so it says here, what does it mean, mu'tal al-akhir? That its last letter is one of the three huruf al-illas, which are what? Al-alif, al-waw, al-ya. So, فمثال الفعل المضارع الذي آخره ألف. So as for now, the example of a fi'l mudari whose last letter is alif, يسعى ويرضى ويهوى وينأى ويشقى ويبقى. Yes, ألف المكسورة. This ألف is ألف المكسورة. ومثال الفعل المضارع الذي آخره واو. As for فعل مضارع, examples of فعل مضارع which ends in a واو: يدعو ويرجو ويبلو ويسمو ويكسو وينبو. ومثال الفعل المضارع الذي آخره ياء. And as for example فعل مضارع which ends in ياء: يعطي ويقضي ويستغشي ويحيي ويلوي ويهدي. نعم. So فإذا قلت, so if you were to say لم يسعى علي إلى المجد, يعني Ali, he doesn't strive for majd, for glory. He's not striving for glory. نعم. فإذا قلت لم يسعى علي إلى المجد, فإن يسعى مجزوم. Is فعل المضارع. Look here. Where is it? Here. يسعى. Okay. So يسعى here is فعل المضارع which ends in alif. So here now we have lam before it, which makes it majzoom. Can you see what's the change? Here there is alif. Here there is no alif. Hadf. So فإن يسعى مجزوم. Why? لسبق حرف الجزم عليه, because it's preceded by حرف الجزم which is lam. وعلامة جر. This is all messed up, this print, subhanallah. What does it say in the book? Now, وعلامة جزمه. It should be وعلامة جزمه حذف الألف. نعم. وعلامة جزمه حذف الألف. The علامة of jazm for يسعى here is حذف الألف. Alif has been omitted. والفتحة قبلها دليل عليها. And the fatha which is upon the ain, fatha qablaha, qabla al-alif, the fatha that comes before alif, which is on the ain, dalilun alayha, is a proof for it, for the alif. When you see lam yas'a and you see fatha there, yes, because why? Look, if that was a normal fi'l mudari, sahih al-akhir, there would be a sukoon on the ain. But the fact that there is lam, which is harf al-jazm, and the fi'l mudari has a fatha at the end, this is an indication that an alif from the end has been omitted. Yes, because what is the harf? What is the, not harf, what is the haraka which comes before fatha? Sorry, what is the haraka which comes before alif? What is the haraka which is appropriate and matches with alif? It is fatha. Huh? Okay, so now, all right. وهو فعل مضارع معتل الآخر. And يسعى is فعل مضارع معتل الآخر. This آخر is حرف من حروف إلا which is ألف. وإذا قلت لم يدعو محمد إلا إلى الحق, that Muhammad, I don't know what they mean by Muhammad here, it is our Prophet and sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. لم يدعو محمد إلا إلى الحق. Muhammad did not call to accept the haqq, the truth. فإن يدعو, look at يدعو, look here, يدعو, look at يدعو here. You see the change? يدعو يدعو. وإذا قلت لم يدعو محمد إلى الحق فإن يدعو, then this يدعو فعل مضارع مجزوم. It's مجزوم. Why? لسبق حرف الجزم, because preceded by حرف الجزم which is لم. وعلامة الجزم حذف الواو, and علامة الجزم is حذف الواو. You can see the واو clearly has been omitted. Okay. والضمة قبلها دليل عليها, and the dhamma which comes before it, yani before the waw, you see here, there's the waw, the dhamma before the waw, which is upon the ain, this dhamma. والضمة قبلها دليل عليها is a proof for it, for its existence, yani for the existence of the waw, that there used to be once a waw. وإذا قلت لم يعطي محمد إلا خالدا, that Muhammad did not give except to Khalid, فإن يعطي فعل مضارع مجزوم, then this فعل يعطي is فعل مضارع which is مجزوم. Why is it مجزوم? لسبق حرف الجزم عليه, because it has been preceded by حرف الجزم which is لم. Okay. وعلامة جزمه حذف الياء, and علامة الجزم here is حذف الياء. Why? Because look here, where's it gone? يعطي is the ya. Look what's happened to it. Here. وعلامة جزمه حذف الياء. والكسرة قبلها دليل عليها, and the kasra before it, before the ya, which is here, which is on the ta. This kasra before the ya, dalilun alayya, is a dalil for the ya. And there used to be, once upon a time, there used to be a ya. وَكِسَلَ ذَلِكَ أَخَوَاتِهَا, and follow this example for its sisters. Yani, for the remaining أفعال المضارع, الأفعال المضارعة, follow the same example with the condition that this fi'l mudari is mu'tal al-akhir, that it has one of the huruf al-illa at the end. Follow the same example. Kiss. Then you follow this example for the remaining fi'l mudari which end in one of the huruf al-illa al-thalatha, al-alif or al-waw or al-ya. Now, so that is it. Really, nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. All right. Now, نعم مجزوم منصوب حذف النون. نعم حذف النون لم يقاتلوا مقاتل إلا حذف الواو. نعم. Okay. So if we just take one example and do i'rab of one example before we move to the next chapter. So let's see here. We can just take one of these we just looked at. For example, let's do this one. لم يسعى علي إلى المجد. This should be quite simple, straightforward, yeah. But let's look at it. So lam. Okay, so who would like to do the i'rab of this? Jumlah. هذه جملة. Okay, so brother Umar, yes, and Ilyas, hands are there. Okay, so now brother Umar, go ahead. تفضل.
لم حرف جزم مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم. So حرف نفي.
حرف نفي وجزم.
وجزم وقلب. حرف نفي. أيوة، حرف نفي وجزم قلب مبني على السكون.
مبني على السكون
لا
محل له من الإعراب.
طيب، أحسنت. يسعى.
يسعى فعل مضارع مجزوم بلام وعلامة جزمه حذف الألف.
نعم، أحسنت، ما شاء الله. فعل مضارع مجزوم بلام. نعم. وعلامة جزمه حذف الألف. You can say حذف الألف, you can say حذف الآخر.
نعم.
Or you can say حذف
حرف إلا.
نعم. You can say like this or this. نعم، أحسن. طيب، علي. لم يسعى علي.
علي فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم، أحسنت. علي فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضمة ظاهرة على آخره. نعم. إلى المجد. إلى المجد.
إلى حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب.
نعم، أحسنت. إلى حرف جر مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. نعم. المجد.
المجد مجرور بإلى وعلامة جره الكسرة الظاهرة على آخره.
نعم، أحسنت. المجد اسم مجرور بإلى وعلامة جره الكسرة على آخره. نعم. الجار المجرور متعلق.
الجار والمجرور متعلق بفعل يسعى.
نعم، أحسنت. الجار المجرور متعلق بيسعى. نعم. Okay, that's it, simple. So here, with Yasar A, we said, وعلامة الجزم حذف الألف أو حذف الآخر أو حذف الحرف الإلا. And same with the al-waw and al-ya, same thing. The علامة جزمه حذف الواو, or we can say حذف الآخر or حذف الحرف اللا. Same with al-ya. If it's علامة الجزم, you can say حذف الياء or حذف الآخر or حذف حرف الإلا. All are correct. Now in the examples that we had, which were what? The example was يدعو, and the other example was يعطي. We're not going to do them both because now after this example, it should be clear, inshallah. نعم قلب أحسنت. نعم exactly. حرف نفي وجزم وقلب, that's lam, and we've explained why it's حرف نفي, because it's nafi. Yani lam yadhhab, he did not go. Jazmin, because it makes the fi'l mudari majzoom, lam yadhhab. And qalbin, because yadhhab is mudari. Qalb, you need to change it, alter it. But when the lam comes before the fi'l mudari, it changes it from mudari to madi. The meaning is changed from present to past. Qalb. Huh? Okay, now the next section is actually a repetition. The next section, dear brothers and sisters, is a repetition of everything that we done. Yes, بقلب المضارع الماضي. نعم أحسنت. Okay, so what we are going to do in the next 20 minutes is we are going to very quickly just read through it. And if you have a question, you can stop me and ask me. But because all of this, what is about to come, the whole next section, we've actually taken it in detail. So this is something a person you can read yourself, to be honest with you. But because it's there now, and we want to do the entire book, we'll read through it quickly together. But there will be no explanation, because everything has been, or be very minimal explanation if something new comes along. But the vast majority of it has been explained in detail before in the previous previous weeks. Okay, so let's begin. Bismillah. Air. Looks like there's something wrong with the book. Oops. So this is going to be a bit strange. From here is fine. It's just this little patch here. I'm not sure. Do you all have a copy of Ājurrumiyyah with you that you can read from? Yeah, you do. You have your own copies. Okay. The Saudi version. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. All right. So if you have your own copy, then I will just read from also my hard copy. And inshallah, that should be enough for that part. You're not going to miss out on much. As I mentioned, it's all revision of what we have done. So the title is, as you can see in your books, Al-Mu'arabat. Al-Mu'arabat. What's the meaning of Al-Mu'arabat? Yani, those words which are Mu'arab and they're not Mabni. They are Mu'arab, they are not Mabni. Qala, here, Qala. The author Ibn Ājurrūm, he says, Faslun, chapter, Al-Mu'arabatu Kismani. Yani, those words which are the Al-Mu'arabat, they are of two types. Those words which are Mu'arab are of two types. Qismun yu'arabu bil harakati. One category is that which is Mu'arab with harakat. And you know the harakat. Harakat are al-fatha, al-damma, wal-fatha, wal-kasra, wal-sukun. These are harakat. So you have one type of mu'arabat which are mu'arab with harakat. وَقِسْمٌ يُعْرَبُ بِالْحُرُوفِ. And you have another category of mu'arabat which is mu'arab with huruf, with the letters. All this we have done. وَأَقُولُ, and I say, أراد المؤلف, so the Sharih, he says, أراد المؤلف رحمه الله تعالى بهذا الفصل أن يبين على وجه الإجمال حكم ما سبق تفصيله في مواضع الإعراب. So he says that the muallif, the author, here in this chapter, he wanted to clarify ala wajh al-ijmal, in a summarized way, that which has been spoken about before in detail when we spoke about the different situations or different positions, different types of i'rab. No? And then he says, والمواضع التي سبق ذكر أحكامها في الإعراب تفصيلا ثمانية. He says, as for the mawadi', as for the situations whose ahkam, whose rulings in i'rab we have spoken about in detail, al-thamani are 8. What are they? وهي الاسم المفرد والجمع التكسير والجمع المؤنث السالم والفعل المضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخر شيء، فعل مضارع which is not connected to anything after it، والمثنى. sorry that's yeah الاسم المفرد جمع التكسير جمع المؤنث السالم والفعل المضارع الذي لم تتبع آخر شيء والمثنى and then والجمع المذكر السالم والأسماء الخمسة والأفعال الخمسة. These are the 8 things whose i'rab we have spoken about in detail in the previous chapters. But now he's going to quickly go through it again in a summarized manner and maybe mention a couple of extra points. Then starting from here, وهذه الأنواع التي هي مواضع الإعراب, and these أنواع, these 8 different categories, 8 different types, التي هي مواضع الإعراب, which are the places in which إعراب takes place, تنقسم إلى قسمين. That these 8 types, and these are the 8 types in which i'rab takes place. And these 8 types, they are 2. They can be divided into 2 broad categories. Or is it here? No, 2 broad categories. القسم الأول يعرب بالحركات. As for the first category, it is معرب with حركات. والقسم الثاني يعرب بالحروف. As for the second category, يعرب is إعراب is with حروف. وسيأتي بيان كل نوع منهما تفصيلا. And يعني we're going to talk about each of these 2 types in more detail. So you have al-mu'rabu bil-harakat and al-mu'rabu bil-huruf. Inshallah, today we'll very quickly read through al-mu'rabu bil-harakat. Inshallah, yeah? So there's no i'rab, it's just going to be, we're going to quickly read through it. الاسم المعرب هو الذي تتغير حركة آخره بتغيير موقع في الجملة. نعم أحسنت. نعم هذا هو الاسم المعرب. نعم. So المعرب بالحركات. قال ابن Ājurrumiyyah, he says فالذي يعرب بالحركات 4 أشياء. Those things which are معرب بالحركات are 4 things. الاسم المفرد والجمع التكسيري والجمع المؤنث السالم والفعل المضارع الذي لا يتصل بآخره شيء, and فعل المضارع which is not connected to anything after it. Not connected to anything after it. No? Okay. So وأقول, and the Sharih, he says الحركات 3 وهي ضمة الفتح الكسرة ويلحق بها السكون. The حركات are 3. They are ضمة فتح كسرة, and what is attached to them is also السكون. وقد علمت أن المعربات على قسمين, and you now know that معربات are 2 types. قسم يعرب بالحركات, there's a category which is يعرب بالحركات, وقسم يعرب بالحروف. وهذا شروع في بيان القسم الأول الذي يعرب بالحركات. And now we are going to begin talking about القسم الأول, the first category, which is يعرب, which is معرب بالحركات, وهي 4 أشياء, and they are 4 matters. Number 1, الأول الاسم المفرد, ومثال محمد والدرس. محمد and الدرس. So first is الاسم المفرد. اسم المفرد is معرب بالحركات, ضمة فتحة كسرة سكون. For example, the 2 words محمد الدرس من قولك, from your statement ذاكر محمد الدرس, يعني Muhammad revised his lesson. Okay, so yeah, so the word Muhammad and Dars, these 2 are al-ism al-mufrad in this jumla. So look, here it gives you the quick i'rab. فذاكر, as for ذاكر, فعل ماض مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب. ومحمد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضمة ظاهرة على آخره. والدرس مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب فتحة ظاهرة على آخره. وكل من محمد والدرس, and each one of these two, Muhammad and Dars, ismun mufrad. They are ism mufrad. Nice and easy. Number 2, جمع تكسير. ومثال التلاميذ والدروس من قولك حفظ التلاميذ الدروس. جمع تكسير, examples of جمع تكسير from this jumla are the two words التلاميذ والدروس. So التلاميذ and durus, they are جمع تكسير in this jumla. حفظ, okay. Let's look at the إعراب. فحفظ فعل ماض مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب. والتلاميذ فاعل مرفوع ولام رفع ضم ظاهرة على آخره. والدروس مفعول به منصوب ولام نصب فتح ظاهر على آخره. وكل من التلاميذ من التلاميذ والدروس جمع تكسير. And each one of these two words, تلاميذ and دروس, is جمع تكسير. Okay. Third one, جمع المؤنث السالم. ومثاله المؤمنات والصلوات من قولك خشع المؤمنات في الصلوات. فخشع فعل ماض مبني على الفتح لا محل من الإعراب. والمؤمنات فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضمة ظاهرة آخره. وفي حرف جر. والصلوات مجرور بفي وعلامة جر كسر ظاهرة. وكل من المؤمنات والصلوات جمع مؤنث سالم. Each one of these two words, المؤمنات and صلوات, are جمع مؤنث سالم. الرابع الفعل المضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء. فعل المضارع which is not attached to anything after it. There's no alif al-ithnayn attached to the end of it. Okay. There is no waw al-jama'a attached to the end of it, and there is no ya al-mukhataba attached to the end of the fi'l mudari. That's what it means. Yes, we've done that before. ومثال يذهب من قولك يذهب محمد. An example of this is يذهب in your statement يذهب محمد. فيذهب فعل مضارع مرفوع. Why is it مرفوع? لتجرده من الناصب الجازم. لتجرده or لخلوه is the same thing. تجرد means to rip something off, and khulu means for it to be empty or free. So it is the same meaning. You can say لتجرده or لخلوه. So فيذهب فعل مضارع مرفوع لتجرده من الناصب والجازم وعلامة رفعه ضم ظاهر على آخره. ومحمد فاعل مرفوع علامة رفعه ضم ظاهر على آخره. Okay. So far clear, inshallah. Nice and easy. Okay, this is the last section we're going to take today. It should, inshallah, shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes, bi'idhnillah, and then we'll stop for today, inshallah. Remember, we are still talking about the qism which is mu'rab bil harakat. Qism which is mu'rab bil harakat. You see now, brothers and sisters, because alhamdulillah we did some we'll be doing i'rab, and we've been taking things into detail. You can see now these kind of things are very easy for you now, inshallah. Yani, there's no further explanation is needed, and you can read this and understand all of it. Yes. Okay. So الأصل في إعراب ما يعرب بالحركات وما خرج عنه. What is the asl in the i'rab of those things which are mu'rab with harakat? What's the asl concerning them? وما خرج عنه, and what are those things which exit this asl, which are not part of this asl? Okay, again, nothing new here. قال. So let's look at what Ibn Ājurrumiyyah says first. He says, وَكُلُّهَا تُرْفَعُ بِضَمَّةِ. This is the asal. These are the asal, yes? So let's look at them. وَكُلُّهَا تُرْفَعُ بِضَمَّةِ. All of these four things that we mentioned. All these four things we mentioned, yes? All of them are marfu bid-damma. وَتُنْسَبُ بِالْفَتْحَةِ. وَتُخْفَضُ بِالْكَسْرَةِ. تُخْفَضُ تُجَرُّ بِالْكَسْرَةِ. وَتُجْزَمُ بِالسُّكُونِ. Yes, so all four of them. Yes, الاسم المفرد جمع التكسير جمع المؤنث السالم فعل المضارع الذي لم يتصل بآخره شيء. All four of them are مرفوع بالضمة منصوب بالفتحة مخفوض ومجرور بالكسرة مجزوم بالسكون. That's the asl. وخرج عن ذلك ثلاثة أشياء. But there are three things which leave this asl. What is that? As you know, the جمع المؤنث السالم ينسب بالكسرة. When it comes to Jam al Salim, is it mansoob with the fatha? No, that is the asl. But in this particular situation, Jam Mu'annath Salim leaves the asl because it is mansoob with kasra and not with fatha. Because the asl in all of these four is that they are mansoob with fatha and not for Jam Mu'annath Salim. In that situation, it leaves the asl. والاسم الذي لا ينصرف يخفض بالفتحة. الاسم الذي لا ينصرف, الاسم which is ممنوع من الصرف, يخفض بالفتحة. As you know, it is يعني مجرور or مخفوض with fatha, not kasra. The asl is that all of these four are مجرور or مخفوض with kasra. That is the asl in all of these four. But here الاسم الممنوع من الصرف exists from the asl in this small part, and it is مخفوض with fatha and not with kasra. والفعل المضارع المعتل الآخر يجزم بحذف آخره. And if you have a fi'l المضارع which ends in one of the حروف الإلا الألف والواو والياء, then it is majzoom not with sukoon, which is the asl. All of these things are majzoom with sukoon. All these four things are majzoom with sukoon. But here, a fi'l mudari which ends in one of the huruf al-illas, alif al-waw al-ya, it leaves the asl here, and it is not majzoom with sukoon like all the other things, like the asl, but it is majzoom with hadf akhirihi, either hadf al-alif or hadf al-waw or hadf al-ya. So, وَأَقُولُ, and I say, who's the sharih, what does he say? He says, Al-aslu fil ashya al-arba'ati allati tu'rabu al-harakat. That the asl in these four things that are mu'rab al-harakat is what? An turfa'a bi-dammati wa tunsaba bil-fathati wa tukhfada bil-kasrati wa tujzama bis-sukuni. Wadih. Amma raf'u bi-dammati fa innaha kullaha qad ja'at ala ma huwa al-aslu fiha. As for being raf with dhamma, then all of them, all four of these things have come upon their asal, which is what? That they are marfu bid dhamma. Okay? فَالرَّفْعُ جَمِيعِهَا بِالضَّمَّةِ. So all of them are marfu bid dhamma. What is the example? He gives one example to cover all four. وَمِثَالُهَا يُسَافِرُ مُحَمَّدٌ وَالْأَصْدِقَاءُ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتُ. So look here, he's come with fi'l mudari. This is a jumla. Then he's come with Muhammad, which is an ism al-mufrad. Then he's come with asdiqa, which is jamu taksir. Then al-mu'minat, which is jamu al-salim. So now he's going to tell you, فَيُسَافِرُ فعل المضارع مرفوع للتجرد من الناس والجازم وعلامة رفعه ضمة إلى آخره ومحمد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضمة إلى آخره وهو اسم مفرد ليس كذلك وهو اسم مفرد يعني محمد is اسم مفرد والأصدقاء مرفوع. أصدقاء is also مرفوع لأنه معطوف على مرفوع because معطوف upon مرفوع يعني أصدقاء is معطوف على محمد. So because Muhammad is marfu, then the ma'atuf is also going to be marfu. So والأصدقاء مرفوع لأنه معطوف على المرفوع وعلامة رفعه ضم ظاهر آخره وهو جمع تكسير. جمع تكسير. والمؤمنات مرفوع لأنه أيضا معطوف على المرفوع. مؤمنات is مرفوع. Likewise. Why? Because it is also معطوف على محمد. And Muhammad is مرفوع. So which معطوف على مرفوع is going to be مرفوع. It has the same ruling, حكم same إعراب. نعم. وعلامة رفعه ضم ظاهر آخره وهو جمع مؤنث سالم. And the علامة رفع here is ضم ظاهرة because جمع مؤنث سالم. So you can see when it comes to these four being مرفوع, all of them are upon its asl, which is that they are all مرفوع بالضمة. وأما نصب بالفتحة فإنها كلها جاءت على ما هو الأصل فيها. As for نصب بالفتحة, being منصوب بالفتحة, then all of them again have come upon the asl. Then all of them have come upon the asl. Yes. وأما نصب بالفتحة فإنها كلها جاءت على ما هو الأصل فيها. And asl in these four things is what? And they are all mansub al-fatha. But there's one exception that we mentioned. ما عدا جمع المؤنث السالم. Sorry. ما عدا جمع المؤنث السالمة. نعم. Except. ما عدا means إلا, except. And when it's preceded with the ma, by ma, it acts as a fi'l madi, and what comes after it's going to be mansub. Okay, that's the era, and we're going to talk about these obviously later on, inshallah, in the book. No need to go into it now, but I'm just telling you why I'm saying ma'ada jam'a, ma'ada jam'al mu'annathi as-salima, except jam'al salim. فإنه يسمى الكسرة يبدأ الفتحة because it is منصوب الكسرة instead of فتحة. واضح. ومثالها example, look, لن أخالف محمدا والأصدقاء والمؤمنات. Again, he's come with in one jumla all four things. فأخالف فعل المضارع منصوب باللن. لن makes فعل المضارع منصوب. ولام النصب فتحة ظاهرة. So here that's أصل. The فعل المضارع is منصوب and علامة النصب here is فتحة. That's the أصل. ومحمدا مفعول به منصوب. مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصبه الفتحة ظاهرة أيضا وهو اسم مفرد كما علمت. So محمدا, it is مفعول به here, it is منصوب and علامة نصبه الفتحة ظاهرة also, and as you know it is اسم مفرد. والأصدقاء منصوب لأنه معطوف على المنصوب. الأصدقاء is منصوب because معطوف على المنصوب which is محمد. وعلامة النصب الفتحة ظاهرة أيضا وهو جمع تكسير كما علمت. is جمع تكسير that you know. However, here is the exception. والمؤمنات منصوب also لأنه معطوف على المنصوب أيضا because مؤمنات is also منصوب. مؤمنات is also منصوب على sorry, المؤمنات is also معطوف على المنصوب. So it's called منصوب. It's مؤمنات is معطوف على محمد. نعم. والمؤمنات منصوب لأنه معطوف على المنصوب أيضا وعلامة نصبه الكسرة نيابة عن الفتحة لأنه جمع مؤنث سالم. واضح. Okay. Then الخفض. وأما الخفض بالكسرة فإنها كلها قد جاءت على ما هو الأصل فيها. Again, like with the خفض بالكسرة, مجرور بالكسرة, then all of these four things have come upon the asl, which is what? With the مجرور بالكسرة. But again, there is one exception. ما عدا الفعل المضارع, except الفعل المضارع. فإنه لا يخفض أصلا, because فعل المضارع is never going to be, فعل is never مجرور, never مخفوض. That's a given. وما عدا الاسم الذي لا ينصرف, and except an ism which is ممنوع من الصرف, فإنه يخفض بالفتح يوم الكسرة. Why? Because it is مخفوض بالفتحة and not كسرة. ومثالها, again, is going to give you an example with all 4 points mentioned there. مررت بمحمد والرجال والمؤمنات وأحمد. I passed by Muhammad and the men and the believing women and Ahmad. I passed by all these people. فمررت فعل وفاعل. As you know, مررت is فعل وفاعل. والباء حرف خفض. باء حرف خفض. ومحمد مخفوض بالباء. محمد is مجرور بالباء. وعلامة خفضه الكسرة ظاهرة, وهو أن علامة خفضه علامة جره الكسرة ظاهرة, وهو اسم المفرد منصرف كما عرفت. And Muhammad is اسم المفرد which is not, is منصرف, it is not ممنوع من الصرف, it's normal منصرف كما عرفت, like you know, like you've known, or like you have knowledge of. والرجال مخفوض لأنه معطوف على مخفوض. الرجال is معطوف مخفوض مجرور. Why? Because معطوف على مخفوض, is معطوف على محمد which is also مخفوض. وعلامة خفض الكسرة ظاهرة, وهو جمع تكسير منصرف كما عرفت أيضا. And جمع تكسير which is منصرف. You can get اسم المفرد which is منصرف غير منصرف. You get جمع تكسير which is منصرف غير منصرف. So this is جمع. So الرجال is جمع تكسير which is not ممنوع من الصرف. Then the last one, then the third one, والمؤمنات مخفوض لأنه معطوف للمخفوض أيضا, because it is معطوف للمخفوض also, which is محمد. وعلامة خفض الكسرة ظاهرة, وهو جمع مؤنث سالم كما عرفت أيضا, like you know, it's جمع مؤنث سالم. Then the last one is أحمد. This is the point here. وأحمد مخفوض, it's also مخفوض لأنه معطوف للمخفوض أيضا, because it's معطوف للمخفوض, which مخفوض محمد. معطوف للمخفوض is also going to be مخفوض. وعلامة خفضه الفتحة نيابة الكسرة. علامة خفضه الفتحة نيابة للكسرة, not الكسرة, فتحة. لأنه why? اسم لا ينصرف, اسم ممنوع من الصرف. والمانع له من الصرف. Remember we did this last week and the week before. What is it that prevents this word Ahmad from accepting sarf, accepting tanween? Remember, 2 illas. Number 1, alamiyyah, because it is alam. Of course, Ahmad is an alam. It's a proper noun. It's a name of a person. وَوَزْنُ الْفِعْلِ. Remember the 2 illas. One ma'nawiyyah, one lafdhiyyah. Remember? And the ma'nawiyyah can be alamiyyah or wasfiyyah. And the lafdhiyyah can be one of 6 things. So here, Ahmad is mamnu min as-sarf because alamiyyah and wazn al-fi'l. It's upon the fi'l Ahmadu. Yani fi'l mudari. This is the wazn. And the last thing then, وَأَمَّا الْجَزْمُ بِالسُّكُونِ. As for jazm with sukun, فَأَنْتَ تَعْلَمُ أَنَّ الْجَزْمَ مُخْتَصٌ بِالْفِعْلِ الْمُضَارِعِ. You know that al-jazm is something specific for fi'l al-mudari'. Okay? فإن كان صحيح الآخر فإن جزم بالسكون كما هو الأصل في الجزم. If the fi'l al-mudari is صحيح الآخر, meaning it does not end in one of the 3 harf al-illas, then its jazm is going to be sukun, like is the asl in jazm. Like is the asl in jazm. ومثاله, example, لم يسافر خالد. You see here, this is fi'l al-mudari. So lam, let's look at the i'rab. Lam حرف نفي وجزم وقلب. ويسافر فعل مضارع مجزوم بلم وعلامة جزمه السكون. وخالد فاعل مرفوع علامة رفعه ضم ظاهر إلى آخره. Okay. وإن كان الفعل المضارع معتل الآخر, if the فعل المضارع it has a حرف إلا at the end, الواو ألف والواو ياء, كان جزم بحذف حرف الإلا. Its jazm is going to be by حذف حرف الإلا. ومثاله لم يسعى بكر ولم يدعو ولم يقضي. فكل من يسعى. So all of these three now. يسعى ويدعو ويقضي فعل مضارع مجزوم بلم. All of them are فعل مضارع مجزوم بلم وعلامة جزمه حذف الألف. And yes, and the علامة الجزم, what is it for each one of these three? علامة جزمه حذف الألف من يسعى. As for يسعى, the علامة الجزم is حذف الألف. والفتحة قبلها دليل عليها. And the fatha, as we mentioned, that comes before the alif is a dalil, is a proof عليها, is a proof for the alif. Is a proof for this alif. It's not actually here, but the alif, yes. Okay. وحذف الواو, and the علامة جزم for this one. Here it says وعلامة جزمي حذف الألف من يسعى وحذف الواو من يدعو. يدعو, the علامة الجزم for يدعو is حذف الواو. وضمة قبلها دليل عليها, and the dhamma that comes before the waw which has been omitted, which is there, is a proof for the waw. وحذف الياء من يقضي. The علامة جزمه حذف الياء من يقضي. And its علامة الجزم is the حذف الياء in يقضي. والكسرة قبلها دليل عليها, and the kasra, this kasra that comes before the ya, is a proof of the ya. The proof of the ya. And then it's going to go on to al-mu'rabatu bil-huruf, and inshallah we shall continue from there tomorrow. So you had a nice and easy lesson today, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feekum. Okay, we'll stop here inshallah. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead. If not, inshallah, we should call it a day. Okay, so hopefully see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. UK time bi-idhnillahi jalla wa ala. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa a'lam wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.